guys, it's Jasmine from the Reading Housewives, obviously. You guys are here, you know who I am. I just got done reading the first two books of the Billy Sangreal series from Surwat Chadha. First one is Devil's Kiss, and the second one is Dark Goddess. I got these a while back when we went to the Surwat Chadha and Rachel Hawkins signing, and I just now read them, and I wish I would have read them earlier. But I wanted to do something a little bit different with these reviews since I'm kind of combining them, and just do a vlog and kind of talk about, what I liked and why you should read them. I hadn't really heard of this series before I went to this signing, but Surwat was hilarious. I mean, Amy has a British accent, so everything he says was even funnier just because of that. But at the signing, he actually read the first half of the first chapter of Devil's Kiss, and I was kind of hooked just from that. So while we were there, I actually snuck to the back and bought the first two books so he could sign them for me. So we'll start talking about the books now. This is a series that I think not a lot of people that I know about have read, and I feel like more people need to read it. It's about the Knights Templar, which I really knew nothing about. I had heard of them. I do enjoy history, though, so this was history mixed with paranormal, which I just thought was awesome. There's, vampires, which they called ghouls. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. There's werewolves, and they call those loonies, and there's just all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool. And Surwat did a great job of explaining the history of the Knights Templar without you feeling like you're getting a history lesson. Because part of it, yeah, a lot of the part that he talks about is true, but then kind of things change and he goes his own little way, and that's where Billy's story comes from. And it was so awesome. There was just bits and pieces of the history here and there so you weren't confused. But I did feel like I learned a lot, and now I'm kind of more interested, and I'd maybe like to go kind of read up on the Knights Templar a little bit, delve a little deeper into this story. That was probably one of my favorite things was the history about it, because I do like history so much. I'm really, just such a cool series. I don't know. I don't want to give away anything because I didn't really know a lot going into it, and I think it made it way better. But I'll talk about Billy a little bit because I'm pretty sure she's the most badass female character that I've read about in a long time. I mean, every day she's getting hurt, she's training, she's, just everything. Every time she gets hurt in a battle, she just gets right back up and keeps going. She's awesome, but I feel so bad for her because she can't have a normal life. Everything that she would want as a normal 15-year-old girl, she can't have. She doesn't have friends. She never had a boyfriend. She's always bruised and cut and bloody, and she could just never be that high school girl. And I feel really bad for her for that. But this story, I mean, Devil's Kiss was absolutely awesome. It sucked me in. Some stuff happens that I can't really talk about because it'll kind of ruin it, but yeah, she's the only female Knights Templar, and she has to make some pretty tough decisions in this one. It's pretty tough decisions. And then that leads us to Dark Goddess, the second book in the Billy Sangreal series. Now, I don't want to say much about this one because a lot of it, if I said a lot, it would spoil what happens in Devil's Kiss. But I do want to say that it takes place in Russia. It makes me want to speak in Russian accent, yes? All the time. That's all I want to do now, is because I've never read a book that was, set in Russia, and I just loved, there's a guy named Ivan Romanov, and, I just love saying the names and the words, and, to hear about the places. Surwat did such a great job of describing everything. I've never been there, obviously, but I mean, he made it sound so everything was perfect. It reminds me of those commercials where the guy is opulence, with the little giraffe and the gold and all that. That's just everything about this book. Every time someone would start talking like that, I can only think of that guy, but it was great. And the series ends this book ends Dark Goddess kind of on an interesting note. You kind of don't know what's going to go from there. And so I'm really hoping that the third story gets published, and I really want to learn more about Billy because she's, like I said, she's just so kick-ass, and she's been through a lot, and she's still staying really strong. I really want to read more about her, and I know Sir Watt is working on a middle grade series, I believe, with a male MC, so we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, back to these books. I highly, highly, highly recommend these. So pick up Devil's Kiss and Dark Goddess. You guys won't be disappointed. I mean, they're great. And if you're disappointed, then I'm sorry I led you in the wrong direction. But I love them, and I think that more people need to read them. So please go out and get them and show Sir Watt your support so we can make sure we can read more about Billy. Alright, have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.